I'll just sit here and say I'm just new here and I would like to party. I met her there down the street. She loves house, cool and funky.
Chapter 5: Diversity of Life and its Spread. There are many living creatures in this world, such as animals and plants. This matter encourages the experts to research more over using a system which is called classification. This classification allows experts to more easily study those differs. The basis of this classification of living things are the similarity and the differences in morphological, anatomical, physiological, behavioral, and other characteristics. Diversity is the difference between living things that have different types and species. With the development of knowledge and technology, the more advanced scientists are in grouping living things and the more closely observing in detail the differences that can be revealed, then we can stop until the statement that something belongs to a plant or an animal. The question of how life first began on Earth is still a debate from the past until now. Aristotle 3.5 before century put forward the theory of abiogenesis, which states that living things arose spontaneously from unliving things, and it's called generatio spontanea. Based on one of hypotheses, the first organism in the world was the product of an chemical evolution that consists of 4 phases. The first one is abiotic synthesis, which is non-living creatures and accumulation of small organic molecules or monomer such as amino acids or nucleotides. The second one is the synthesis of monomers into a polymer, including protein and nucleic acids. The third one is to gather the separated objects into a droplet, or we call it as protopion. And the fourth one is the origin of heredity. In 1920, AI operating from Russia and GPS halting from Britain were made their own postulate that the condition of the Earth in primitive were supporting the chemical reaction for synthesized organic compound that came from the organic precursor which were on the atmosphere and ancient sea. In 1953, Harold Urey and Stanley Miller tested his hypothesis with the observation in laboratory with the sequence. But there are many laboratories that check this observation using many compounds for the composition of the atmosphere. The analogy of this ancient Earth in the laboratory produced 20 kinds of amino acids that were in organisms generally. Many experts thought that the condition of ancient world gave an important role in chemical reaction. A flood volcanoes and the sea cap was a gap on the Earth's crust, which the hot and the cold water radiating to the earth and possibly supply the essential resource. So there's possibility that life started before the chemical environment was simpler than before. For example, the first cell could be used the inorganic sulfur and iron compound for the energy source to make their own ATP.
Protobiont is an early form of living cells that have not been able to reproduce, but it was able to maintain the chemical environment in the body. In addition, protobiont also has shown properties associated with living things, such as to perform metabolism, the ability to resource from the synthesis and accumulation of organic monomers in abiotic conditions, for example, methane, ammonia, hydrogen, and water, which combine to form amino acid and nucleotida. The resulting molecule is called protobiont abiotically. Here are the types of protobiont. The first is quasorphat, a stable droplets that tend to be formed in a suspend macromolecules or polymers. Second, microspheres. Protobiont is formed itself into small tails when it is cooled. These microspheres derived from the atmosphere. In addition, microspheres are also composed of several proteinoids. And last, liposomes. Protobiont is directing from itself into droplets when certain lipids containing organic compositions. These liposomes are derived from a combination of the oceans and the atmosphere.
Here I want to talk about the possibility of RNA is the first genetic material. In 1980, Thomas Gates revolutionized thinking about the evolution of life when he discovered that the RNA molecule was an important catalyst in modern cells called ribosomes. Ribosomes do a variety of jobs, such as removing introns from RNA, helping to catalyze new RNA synthesis, especially rRNA, gRNA, and mRNA. RNA is autocatalytic. In the early period in the evolution of life, when RNA molecules function as incomplete genes and as organic catalysts. The differences between DNA and RNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, while RNA is ribonucleic acid, although DNA and RNA both carry genetic information.
Scientists have arranged all living things into a classification system based on their physical characteristics. All living things are divided into 5 kingdoms, which in turn are divided into phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. According to the system, there are 5 kingdoms. Those are the characteristics of the 5 kingdoms. You can see that I just explained the examples of each kingdoms. For the first kingdoms is Monera. Monera kingdoms, for example, 3 types of bacteria, fungi kingdoms, mushroom, mold, and yeast. Protists, most are microscopic, animal such as animal life, and the last plant.
So today I would like to explain about the dichotomy key and some of spread creatures in this world. But firstly, I will talk about the definition of dichotomy key. The dichotomous key is the key of determination consisting of 2 opposing statements of characteristics possessed by a type or a group of living things. The purpose is to find the name of species of creatures. In addition, determination key has a character dichotomous. Dichotomy is a term that indicates the partition or division of a whole, for instance in a set, sample space, and so on, into 2 parts. So how do we find the name of an organism in the right species? The easiest way that we can ask the scientist first, and the second way is we can refer to the field manual, which contains of the description words or photos that play a role to help the identification. Most field manuals use descriptions. The key of dichotomy used by scientists is arranged in steps with 2 descriptive statements in each step. It should be remembered, if you can use the correct of dichotomy key, you will be able to find the right name for that species. And next, we are moving to the spread of creatures.
Biogeography is the study of the spread of living things on the surface of the earth and their relationship with space and time. Anyway, there are 7 types of biome in this world. Some of them are: first, tropical rainforests, the tallest trees and very diverse species. Second is forest with moderate climate. It means that hard trees that deciduous live in autumn. Third is about taiga. Taiga is a land with lakes and inhabited by birds, rodents, birds, and moose. Fourth is about tundra. Tundra is a biome where the tree growth is inhabited by low ambient temperature. And the fifth is about meadows. Meadows is a field which has many abundant grass and woody plants. And the last is about desert. Desert is an area that receives little rainfall, less than 250 mm per year.
I'm walking down the street here